kills more people than breast, cervical, prostate, and melanoma cancers combined. Well, now that you know that, a former NFL linebacker also wants you to know it is not just a smoker's disease. Chris Draft is here along with Dr. Jaspreet Ahuja of Bellin Health Pulmonary Center. Good morning to you both, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Chris,
yes.
13 years with the NFL.
Yes.
Started out in Chicago. We'll talk about that later. Has played at Lambeau Field. But you're here today as part of Team Draft.
Yes, ma'am.
And the Chris Draft Family Foundation started because of your wife. Let's tell the story of Keisha.
Well, my wife was diagnosed with lung cancer in December of 2010. And she was strong. She was healthy and never smoked. And out of nowhere, she was diagnosed with lung cancer. And not just out of nowhere, she was challenging me to do P90X 3 months before. So
she was fit.
She said, we're running a 10K. And not like, I'm running, like she's running 10K. Like we are running a 10K. And in December, right, basically right before Christmas, she had a little shortness of breath, and was diagnosed with cancer. And when we got our final diagnosis, it was already stage 4, which I didn't really know it. I didn't know it at that time. In terms of staging, nobody wants to know about cancer, but it was 1 through 4, 1 being the kind of the best end of cancer, 4 being the worst, meaning it spread and metastasized to stage 4. And I think at that moment, we found out the most important fact of lung cancer, and that is that anyone can get lung cancer. How about that?
You don't think it's going to be you, but
you
when it happens, it's what you have learned so far. I mean, in that time, is probably is it shocking to you?
Absolutely shocking. I mean, the numbers by themselves are one thing, but then when it's my wife and standing by her, I don't think that the numbers really sunk in though until after she had passed, because if the survival rate is now 17%, 5-year survival rate, she's going to be one of those. She's going to be one of those, and that's the mindset during after she passed in December of 2011. Then it was, how do we take this fight and change those numbers so that everyone else has more of a shot.
I want to show people some of the wedding video. You got married shortly before she passed, but it shows how strong she was even to the end. And as we watch this and see her fight, what have you learned from survivors as part of your effort in Team Draft?
Well, I tell you, on our wedding day, we actually launched Team Draft. So, my wife knew that at that moment we needed something to change. Her faith was absolutely amazing throughout, and she knew if something changed, we had to go screaming. We had to go to the mountaintop. We had to come up here to Green Bay. We had to go up to the Twin Cities. We had to go to North Dakota, South Dakota. We had to go wherever, up to Canada, and tell them that there is hope. And that's really what we've done with our Survivor Series. We're 3 survivors. This is absolutely historic tonight. Not just it's historic because it's Bears against the Packers, but historic, and it's a lung cancer awareness game in the NFL. It's here in Green Bay, and it's sending a message that there is hope. Now, there's not enough, but there is hope. So we'll have 3 survivors here at the game. We're going to shout it out.
And people are going to notice all over town and at Lambeau Field the Bellin Health posters and signs everywhere. And Dr. Ahuja, let me ask you then about what should people know about the pre-screenings, treatment options, and hope there is for people with lung cancer, because these statistics are really shocking.
It is very shocking. Lung cancer is actually one of the leading causes of cancer deaths worldwide and in U.S. also. And the recently U.S. Preventive Services Task Force has recommended screening for certain high-risk individuals, and we at Bellin have just adopted that as well, and we have started offering screening for certain high-risk individuals. I think Bellin Hospital has always stressed the emphasis of a good relationship with the primary care physician. Like Chris was saying, when you think there is something wrong, I know there is high-risk people who need to get screened, but if there's something wrong or you're not feeling right, I think going to the primary care physician, discussing it out with them, I think that is the key. And we have just started this screening program, and certainly a very good response so far to it.
Yeah, we put a link to the Pulmonary Center on our website.
Right.
Dr. Ahuja, thank you so much for being
Thank
here.
you.
And Chris, you'll be there tonight.
Be there tonight. We have 3 survivors, survivor at every state of it. And really just want to thank Bill and Health so much for making this happen. Also, the Green Bay Packers are amazing.
Aren't they, though?
This is title town. And I was drafted by the Bears, but I am a little biased. I am a
Really?
little bit biased today
Okay, good.
because Lambeau.
I didn't want to ask you before you sat down because I was afraid of how the interview might go
Yeah.
if you said something different.
I'm very biased. Our fight against lung cancer. When somebody stands with you, you have to be biased. And Bellin and the Green Bay Packers have just stood up so amazingly in making this day happen.
Well, we'll be thinking about Keisha tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Doctor.
Thank you.
We'll put all that information on our website about Team Draft, fox11online.com. Click on Good Day Wisconsin. And now let's talk about the football forecast.